What's up everyone, I'm Toast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing some battles in the Ultra League Premier Cup, running Abomasnow in the lead, Shiny Shadow Nidoqueen as the safe swap, but we're running Stone Edge and Earthquake as the charge move, so you already know there's going to be a ton of nukes landing, and we're also running Salazzle as the closer, and we are also running Fire Blast on the Salazzle, so make sure you give a like to this video, and with that being said, let's get into the question of the day. What do you think would be the best surprise nuke charge move to run on a Pokemon in the Ultra League Premier Cup? This could be for any Pokemon, just a move that you're not necessarily gonna expect it to be running. Let me know in the comment section below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, so going into the first battle here, we lead into a Nidoqueen, so not the most comfortable matchup. They can easily win the two shields going straight Poison Fang, so we're going to swap into my own Nidoqueen, and like all Nidoqueen users do, apart from myself, they go straight for a Poison Fang bait, which is unfortunate. They have lowered my defense, but Mandibar's not very attack weighted. We go straight for a Stone Edge, it goes unshielded, which is perfect. I'm going to let the charge move go through. It is a foul play, we can comfortably tank that, and we're going to go for another Stone Edge up against the Mandibars. They might think I'm baiting with a Poison Fang, but I don't. I go straight for it and I'm able to take out the Mandibars. Now I'm expecting my opponent to come back in with the Nidoqueen. Surely they're not going to be expecting the double nukes here, so they go for a Poison Fang. Going to be an easy farm down, but I get to the Earthquake. Will they shield the Earthquake? No, and we one-shot the Nidoqueen. They've got a Scrafty. I tried to switch out into the Salazzle. I'm not able to before they counter farm me down, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to let the first move go through. They go for a foul play, and that actually does a significant chunk to the Salazzle. Even in the Ultra League, it is not very bulky. We go for a Poison Fang there. We lower their defense. They're going to go for another charge move here. It's another foul play, so they probably thinking we're not going to shield that charge move there, so they go for the foul play. We go for a Poison Fang. We've got the back-to-back loaded. This second one is going to do massive damage now. They're double debuffed. We can swap into Abomasnow and easily Powder Snow, farm down this Scrafty and take that game. Into the next game, we lead into a Charizard. Not a very good lead for us at all. I'm going to swap into the Nidoqueen here. My opponent goes for the charge move. I'm going to let it go through. It is just a Dragon Claw, so we tank that quite comfortably. And here we're going straight for the Stone Edge. Stone Edge gets shielded, and unfortunately Charizard is so squishy that even a Poison Fang is going to be kind of threatening at this range, so they do shield up there, and then they swap into a Shadow Snorlax. Now this is kind of scary because of course it can run Superpower, which will do massive super effective damage, but compared to a Blast Burn, I think Abomasnow is going to prefer to be in this matchup than up against the Charizard. So I do come in here, we land the charge move, and at this point I'm happy to let Abomasnow go down, but they go for a Body Slam bait. They're able to get to another one. Can we tank the Body Slam from this range? No, we barely don't. Hang on there, and that is unfortunate. I'm going to come in with Salazzle and then just commit to the full Incinerate farm down here. They go for a Body Slam, and they're going to swap into the Obstagoon here, so I'm going straight for the Fire Blast. I'm not expecting a shield, and they do no shield it. That does huge damage, and now I'm going to be able to shield this up and then fully Incinerate, farm them down before they get to the next Night Slash. Unfortunately, they get a boost there, which is annoying because it does do some extra counter damage, but I've got a ton of energy loaded. They come back in with Charizard. We're at the back-to-back Poison Fangs. My opponent has to let the first one go through, but it does still take them out, and unfortunately for them, I'm able to Incinerate, farm down the Snorlax, and take that game. So GG's to that opponent there. Into the next game, we lead into an Escavalier. Not a very good lead for us at all. We're going to swap into the Nidoqueen. This isn't great, but an Earthquake should be able to take them out. Maybe they won't be expecting it. I let the Drill Run go through, and they swap into a Crobat here. So we go straight for the Stone Edge. It lands, does huge damage, and I'm able to Poison Jab, farm them down, and we do manage to flip switch advantage here. I'm wasting no time coming in with the Salazzle here. I'm going to be able to shield once, and one more Incinerate should be enough to take out the Escavalier. And my opponent just conceded the match there. I'm not really sure what they had in the back, but I'm thinking Abomasnow and Salazzle between them would have been able to handle it comfortably, so they do concede there. GG's to that opponent. Into the next game, we see an XL Sea King, so this is very cool. Unfortunately, they do win CMP, so the Icy Wind does lower my attack before I'm able to get off this Energy Ball. which is unfortunate because they don't have to shield that. Now I'm going to swap into Nidoqueen. They come in with a Cofagrigus, and yeah, this is not great, unfortunately. Psychic, if they're running it, going to do massive damage, and even though Earthquake is going to do huge damage, it's not going to be able to flip this matchup here. So unfortunately, we do get Shadow Claw farmed down there, so that's not great. We're going to come in with the Salazzle, and hopefully we can Incinerate, farm them down, and shield once. So we are going to shield here. It is the Psychic. That would have done massive damage, if I'm being honest. We're able to get the Incinerate farm down. They come in with a Galarian Weezing, so that is actually pretty good for us here. So we're going to go for an Incinerate over farm here, and actually I realized that we can tank anything, even if they go for an Overheat. So I let it through. They just go for a Play Rough, which is very interesting because that's double resisted by the fire and poison typing. They're gonna swap now into the Sea King. We go for the Poison Fang here. We get the shield from the opponent. I probably could have gone for another Poison Fang, but that's fine. We're forcing them to throw their energy. Icy Wind takes us out. I'm going to be able to Incinerate, farm them down before they get to another move, and my opponent realizes it's game over and they concede the match. So GG's to that opponent there. Into the next game, we lead into a Swampert, so definitely where we want to see it on this team. They're going to swap into a Quick Attack Sylveon. I was expecting pretty much any other Fairy or at least a Charm Sylveon, so this is actually not that comfortable here. I'm not really sure given how slow I switched out, so I just go straight for the Fire Blast, and I'm able to take out the Sylveon and make sure I maintain alignment, which is exactly what I need here. I'm going for a Poison Fang, and if they go for the full Mudshot farm down, I should be able to get to one more before they take me out, and I am able to, which is perfect. This is going to put them into range where a Weather Ball will easily take them out. I'm going to let the first move go through here from this Swampert. It is a Hydro Cannon, and unfortunately they've got a Shadow Scizor, so if we went in with the Nidoqueen up against that Sylveon, we would have been in a very good position here, but unfortunately that's not how things panned out. They go for a Night Slash here. My only play here is if I can get to an Earthquake and it goes unshielded, but honestly I should have gone for the Stone Edge there. Night Slash, we don't hang on, and yeah, there's not a lot we can do here, so I'm just going to let them farm me down, and we do lose that game there. So GG's to that opponent there. Into the next game, we lead into a Shadow Machamp. Not a great lead. I'm going to swap straight away into Nidoqueen. We're met with a Shadow Wall Rain. I'm going to let this move go through. I can tank it, and I should be able to get to a Stone Edge up against this Wall Rain, and this will do huge super effective damage. Or get a shield. So we do take a shield advantage here. That is great for us. And also, I'm pretty sure this is from the Jonkus video of the best teams to use, and it's going to be a Machamp, Walrein, and Trevenant. So I already know that the Salazzle is going to be really good in the back here, so I will happily take a shield advantage. I'm able to swap out straight away. They're staying in with the Machamp here, and they go for a charge move on the alignment, which is perfect for me because I get a full Incinerate through. I go for the extra, and unfortunately they're already at another move, so that's a bit of a mistake by me. I'm anticipating the swap out, so I go straight for the Fire Blast here. Are they expecting it? No, and we one-shot the Trevenant, and that is going to be able to allow me to win this game here. We go for the Poison Fang just to make sure, and my opponent realizes they're not going to be able to win, and I do take that game. So GG's to that opponent there. Into the next game. Awesome lead here into a Gliscor. They're going to swap into the Walrein here, so I'm going to let the first move go through. They go for the Icicle Spear here. I'm going straight for the Energy Ball. This will not take them out. It's only going to do about 60 to 70% of their health. I'm going to swap, try catch the Icicle Spear, but they hold on to their energy. Really nice play there by my opponent. I shield it, is the Earthquake, and now we can comfortably Incinerate, farm them down. This is just going to be an Icicle Spear, which we can comfortably tank. They're going to come in with the Shadow Gliscor here. We go straight for the Fire Blast, and Fire Blast lands. It does huge damage. It nearly one-shots them, in fact. We go for a Poison Fang here, and if we were running Poison Fang on the Nidoqueen, then even though they do have confusion damage, we should be able to win this matchup. But as things stand, it's not looking too good for us, especially when I throw on alignment. I was expecting them to throw a charge move there, so massive mistake by me there. That just means that I get one less poison jab there, and that could be the difference. So they go for an Ice Beam here. I should go for two Powder Snows, go for the CMP tie again. but I make another mistake here, and they're going to be able to take me out from this range, and at this point I'm not quite going to be able to take out the slow bro there, and they're able to confusion farm me down and take that game. So GG's to that opponent, very nicely played. Into the next game, we see a Shadow Snorlax in the lead. I'm just going to swap straight away into Nidoqueen. They come in with a Shadow Kingdra, so some nice spice there from my opponent. We're going straight for the Earthquake. Are they going to shield in this matchup? No, and we one-shot the Kingdra. We maintain the alignment here, and I'm thinking maybe it's going to be like a double dragon team, so I'm thinking I want to make sure my Abomasnow stays aligned with whatever their back Pokemon is. So I'm going to shield up in this matchup here. Honestly, I'm not expecting the Snorlax to shield, so I'm going straight for the Fire Blast. Are they going to respect the damage? No. I mean, yes, they are. What am I talking about? Unfortunately, that's kind of a mistake there by me, and I should have recognized now that actually Salazzle is going to be very important for what they have in the back, and we're going to see right now that it's a Charm, Alolan Ninetales, so we definitely should have held on to that Salazzle. If I'd have been able to recognize the team comp here, then this would have been very comfortable, but as things stand, I know the Snorlax has a move loaded, or is very close to having a move, so I need to get as much energy as possible here. We go for the Energy Ball. I don't want the Alolan Ninetales to get to another charge move. We go for it, it lands, and we're barely not at the next Weather Ball. Snorlax able to get to the Body Slam after one lick, and it was just one turn that made the difference there, but GG's to that opponent there, really nicely played. Into the next game, we lead into a Surfetch. I'm going to say swap into the Nidoqueen, and here, Earthquake going to do a lot more damage than an Earth Power, so is this going to be enough to take out the Stunfisk? No, it barely isn't, but it does make it a lot more comfortable for the Abomasnow, because I can just come in and fully Powder Snow farm down the Stunfisk. We will have to tank one Rock Slide, but that really isn't going to do too much damage. It does about 45% of our health. So they go for the Rock Slide there. I'm able to Powder Snow farm them down. We're not able to swap out straight away, but now we are able to, and we're going to shield this up. It could be a Brave Bird, and it is the Brave Bird, which is a huge shield from me, and they've got a Venusaur in the back, so things are looking perfect. We go for the Poison Fang here, and that is going to be allowing me to fully incinerate, farm down this Venusaur. They go for a Frenzy Plant, double resisted. That doesn't do an awful lot of damage. I'm able to fully incinerate, farm them down, go for a Poison Fang here, and I will be able to get to the back-to-back Poison Fangs to take out this Surfetch. My opponent probably just going to let this move go through, and they do, and I'm able to take that game. So GG's to that opponent there. Into the next game, we lead Abomasnow into a Heracross, so again, we're just going to go straight into that Nidoqueen, and my opponent swaps into a Shadow Walrein, so I am going to let this go through once again. We will survive, and we will be able to get off a Stone Edge up against the Walrein. Can we get a shield, or can we take out the Walrein? We get the shield, which is just as good, really. I'm hoping that Salazzle is going to be able to put in work up against this opponent's backline as well. My opponent lets me get to one away from the Energy Ball, meaning if they're at the back-to-back, we will win the CMP tie, but we actually choose to overfarm here. Actually, I know they're not at the back-to-back. What am I talking about? This is the CMP tie. We're able to take out the Walrein. I come in with Salazzle. My opponent overfarms here. I'm going to go straight for the Fire Blast. Electivire already very squishy, but we go for the Fire Blast anyway, and we one-shot the Electivire, and that is going to be allowing me to win this game here. We can just double shield in this matchup and go straight for an Incinerate farm down. My opponent realizes that, and they do concede the match there. So into the next game here, we lead Abomasnow into Trevenant. Very good lead for us. My opponent swaps out into a Tentacruel, and I've got to be honest, I don't really have a clue what to do here. I should have just swapped into the Nidoqueen straight away. Instead, I decide to chip it with a Energy Ball here. I'm going to let the move go through. We can tank a Scald, but they go for a Blizzard, and that talking about like unsuspect, or like what's it called, surprise nukes, Blizzard. I certainly wasn't expecting that at all, and that's just completely flipped this game on its head. And yeah, I don't think there's an awful lot I can do now. So they go for a Scald. They're now lowering my attack, and they're able to get to another Scald, so things are just really not looking good. This Tentacruel is putting in work, but we have 100 energy here, so we're going to see what they come in with. And they come in with a Nidoqueen, so we're going straight for the Fire Blast here, expecting a no shield, and we do land it. And now I'm going to build up to the Poison Fang. They're probably not going to shield this, to be honest, and they don't. Poison Fang is double resisted, and they know to swap out straight away, expecting my swap, so very nice play by my opponent. Definitely getting outplayed by this opponent, so that is not great. But yeah, they're going to overfarm here, but I don't think they're going to be able to get to a seed bomb, so maybe there's a little smither of hope that we can incinerate, farm them down. No, of course not, and they're actually going to get to an earth power here just to guarantee the KO, and earth power takes me out and they take that game. So GG's to that opponent. Really well played there. I just completely choked when the tentacle came in, didn't really know what to do, and got hit with a blizzard. So GG's to that opponent. Into the next game here, we lead into a Nidoqueen. Oh no, they save swap into the Nidoqueen, so we go for a Weather Ball. We have to shield a Poison Fang, unfortunately, and now I'm going to come in with Salazzle, and this opponent, we're going for a CMP tie. I'm really hoping the Poison Fang does take them out, and it actually gets a shield from my opponent, so I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm going to shield this up, probably an Earth Power. No, it's just a Poison Fang bait. That is unfortunate, but we will be able to tank the next Poison Fang here, and they're going to come back in with the Jellicent. We're going to go for the Fire Blast. It is resisted, but Fire Blast does massive damage. It does about 40% of the Jellicent's health, and I'm able to get to a Poison Fang as well, which is perfect, and this will lower the Jellicent's defense. So now I come in with the Abomasnow. We now have the Weather Ball loaded. They're going to go for a Shadow Ball. I'm expecting a Bubble Beam straight away, so maybe a mistake there, me going for that Weather Ball straight away and not going for an extra Powder Snow. But here they swap into Machamp, and I think I know how this is going to turn out. They're going to no-shield the first Poison Fang, but we're not running Poison Fang, we're running Earthquake, so they're probably going to let the Earthquake go through, and they do, and that is going to allow me to win this game. They have to go for a Shadow Ball. Bubble Beam not going to take me out, and here it's just a race who can fast move down each other first, and the Abomasnow is able to resist it, Powder Snow, farm down the Jellicent, and take that game. Into the next game, we lead into another Trevenant, so a very good lead for us. They're going to swap into Galarian Stunfisk. Don't really know what to do here, so I'm just going to stay in. I think this is my best matchup, sort of when we're even on energy, and providing that we don't land any of the surprise nukes. We go for the Energy Ball. That doesn't even, well, it barely doesn't get them into the yellow, but one more Powder Snow does. We go for a Weather Ball here, and I'm thinking I'm just going to let the Abomasnow go down. There's no point fighting in this matchup. I'm going to come in with Salazzle. We've already seen a Trevenant, and they've come in with a Steel type, so potentially could be a double Steel team. And I'm right, it's a Steelix. We're going to go straight for the Fire Blast here. And Fire Blast goes unshielded. It does huge damage, and I'm able to incinerate, farm down the Steelix. Steelix was in that game for about 5 seconds, so that's pretty crazy. We go for a Poison Fang now, and I'm thinking that from this range, maybe we can actually tank a Seed Bomb. Seed Bomb lands, and no, we can't tank it, which is unfortunate, and now we have to call a bait here. I'm going to let this go through. It's a Shadow Ball, it does huge damage, but I'm thinking with the lowered defense, we're barely going to be able to take them out with the Poison Jabs here. They actually go for a Charge Move, which is a massive mistake here. Poison Jab takes out the Trevenant, and I'm able to take that game. And now into the final battle of this video. I had to include this one. My opponent is running a Shadow Hypno in the lead, and you guys might know that I've actually got a 100% Shadow Hypno built for the Ultra League. I'm actually working on a different Shadow Psychic type for the Ultra League at the moment, which you might have seen as my buddy. It's been my buddy for a while. We go for an Energy Ball here. My opponent, by the way, is running Legacy Psyshock, so they did use an Elite TM like I did for mine. My opponent's going to overfarm here, go for the Charge Move, and I'm like, you know what? They've actually got Fire Punch, so they were just trying to flex their Elite TM'd move on that initial one there. They're going to come in with a Shadow Politoed, and yeah, this is not looking good. I really just have to hope I can land the Earthquake in this matchup. Otherwise, there's no chance of me winning here. We go for the Earthquake, it gets shielded, and yeah, there's nothing Salazzle can do. This Politoed is easily going to be able to outpace us here to the next charge move, and actually they're just going to be able to fully farm me down because I thought there's no point me throwing any moves. My opponent realizes that, and they're able to Mudshot farm me down and take that game. So GG's to that opponent there. So that's going to be it for today's video. I had a ton of fun running this team, and I have to be honest, I don't think there are many things more satisfying in GBL than landing a nuke charge move unshielded when your opponent still has shields in play. That is just so satisfying, and I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like, leave a comment and let me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and that way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And with that being said, let's get into the shoutouts from my previous video. So firstly, we got True Valley, who says shiny rank 4 sunglasses Absol. It didn't go well at all. It got countered down by Lucario in less than 5 seconds. Sometimes that happens when you run Spice. Unfortunately, you just get destroyed by a Pokemon with heavy fast move pressure like Lucario, but that's a very cool flex, and Absol a very glassy Pokemon, so a very cool spicy mon to run. Next we got Weedle Vanillite, who says they've been running a triple Dark Dragon team with Zweilous, Hydreigon and Guzzlord. I wouldn't necessarily say that those Pokemon are super spicy, but in a team together, that is ridiculously spicy. And they've gone 0 and 17 so far, so not looking very good for them. Unfortunately, it's just not the best typing for this cup. I think there are quite a lot of Charmers out there, and also quite a few fighting types or counter users. So yeah, I can understand why the team hasn't worked very well for them. But if they are able to get that one win, it will feel very satisfying. So I really hope they were able to get a win after their comment. But yeah, very spicy team, a team that I wanted to try out myself, but unfortunately I haven't been able to trade for a Guzzlord yet. And finally we got Lou XIXS, who says Smoochum, and that is a very spicy Pokemon. I think you might need to power up to level 50, so props to anyone that invests in a Pokemon like that. That takes a lot of commitment just for a spicy Pokemon, but that does sound very fun. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.